Okay, so the other day I was just doing some mindless scrolling. Had a big day, did a lot of work, and I was just sitting on the couch right over there. You can't really see it. And I was just a bit of scrolling, right? And I came across an ad from one of my competitors. And you know, I'm a funnel hacker, so what do? I click it. So I go to my competitor's funnel and I'm going through and blah, blah, blah. And I get to their VSL. And you know, it's quite persuasive. It's got a lot of good things going for it. You know, the tone's good, the copy is really good, but there's one thing that is just not quite right. And that is that all but 2 case studies were mine. They're all my case studies. So this competitor literally just took case studies from our pages and put them in this like VSL. So yeah, it just got me thinking, man. I was like, this is crazy. Like literally in this day and age, anybody with some cool neon lights and a microphone and a camera can just kind of go through and record a VSL and, you know, people will believe them. So, you know, it got me thinking, like, what do we do about this? And my sales guys were saying for Audience Lab, we needed to have some kind of authority page, right? People needed to know like, hey, we weren't just cowboys living in our basement. We're actually like a team of 25 plus people. You know, we've done $100 million in revenue for clients before even starting this tech company. And, you know, we've got a board of advisors, like we're legit, right? Like, how do we show people that? And I was like, all right, well, let's do an authority page because, you know, that's what you do is you create an authority page. So I created it and, you know, I put all our case studies, all the stuff we've done, and it just felt off. It just didn't feel quite right because anybody can do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of the thing you do is you create an authority page and you put all these case studies and testimonials on there. And, you know, you're like, well, people aren't going to call those people, like whatever. Like people could have anything on there. So what I did was a little bit different. I went through and actually recorded myself going through the authority page and giving context on every single case study. It's a little bit long, it's like 6 minutes, so it's not too bad. And I wanted to share it with you. One, to show you that, you know, we're a pretty cool company to work with and we've done a little bit of cool things. But 2, there's other ways to be able to show social proof and things like that. So I'm not gonna call out the person that took my case studies. Good for them, hope they enjoy it. But yeah, check out our authority page and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so I've built a lot of funnels in my time, in my funnel career. And what you're seeing right now is often referred to as the test, right? And it's basically just a massive, audacious authority page that's designed to make you be like, oh my gosh, these guys are legit, you know? And, you know, I've seen it done before, and a lot of people just add all these really out of context case studies and testimonials from like 10 years ago, and they slap it together and they're like, look, they're not going to call those people, they're not going to do that. And I hate it. Like, it's not something that I like at all. So I'm going to go through this page with you and I'll explain every single bit in detail and add some context. Okay, so I'll bring up the page and these are the most common questions that we get asked, right? Who are you guys? What is a super pixel? How does the audience builder work? Can I really use any keyword I want? Does lower ad costs, and then is the data, you know, accurate, right? Maybe you've used other vendors before, maybe you've tried other softwares and it just wasn't accurate at all, okay? So let's start off with who we are. First off, really quick, we're Audience Lab, right? We have essentially audience graph or a database of 280 million people that we track. All right, it sounds crazy, but it's actually not that crazy. There's quite a few companies that do this. Second of all, we have a team of about 25 plus people. You know, it's not just me in my neon lights. I'm actually based in Australia, but our whole team is across the world and we're mostly in the US. We're actually established in Nevada and we were incorporated in Delaware. Now, we know client acquisition, right? I want to put this in here because, you know, we're not selling something that we didn't use, right? We built this company out of necessity because we wanted to use it for our own agency and our own programs. Okay, so I actually have been featured on AdWorld, and you know, you can see ad feature we did there where we talk about a lot of the stuff we're going to show you. Jesse is a sales king. You know, he's spoken on stages alongside some pretty big names and really been part of our client acquisition process. And then, you know, with Audience Lab, we're actually called Ads Lab beforehand, but we changed our name because we had a lot of people that said Audience Lab sounds better. You know, we've been featured in Forbes and done a lot of cool stuff there. One thing that I really want to get across though is that, you know, we've actually done the work, right? We generated $100 million before even thinking about starting a tech company. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what the Super Pixel is and why we created it. So the Super Pixel is actually a proprietary system we built out where what happens is you put it on your website, and then the traffic that goes to your website, it matches up who that person is because it looks at our database that we have of 280 million people, and it says this is the person, right? That's how it works. And we're able to match up anywhere from 30 to 60, sometimes even 70% of US based traffic, right? So that means if you have 1,000 people visiting your site every day or every week, 70% of that we should be able to identify and show you who they are. So we'll have their name, email, and 100 other parameters, right? So it's quite cool. And you can see it's on a few different sites. One site, My Pet Peeve, was really good. We're able to actually do a lot of good stuff there, increasing the match rate. We've on some pretty big sites like Nano Hearing Aids. Here's a video where I go through how we actually did 82 leads for a auto dealership using our Pixel. We've got guys like Nick who said they were able to get 24 extra appointments just by using this Pixel, right? So a lot of comments on the ads and things we have are saying like, hey, well, these aren't leads, these are people that you matched up. True, but if you send good email sequences or you put them into email ad campaigns, you're gonna be able to convert quite a few of those people, right? Nick was able to get 24 appointments just by putting the Pixel on. This one here, they were able to get $25,000 extra in revenue, 169 customers just by putting the Pixel on, right? We've got a detailed explanation of how this works, okay? If you wanna get techie and you wanna go into how it works, like how the Pixel works, do we use cookies? Do we use IPs? How we different to LiveRamp, all that stuff. That's all in here. You can check that out. So that's the Pixel. The second thing is going to be actually how we build audiences, right? So the Pixel is one thing, which is being able to match up traffic. But the next thing is how do we actually build audiences? This shows you how to do it, and it shows you how we build a list of 210,000 people looking for a car in under 4 minutes. However, what people were really going nuts about, and I don't think any other platform has been able to replicate as well as we have, is our keyword feed. Right? We have about 30 billion keywords that we update every single day, and we tie that to our consumer database. So we've been able to, you can pretty much just build any audience and put them on any platform, right? I did some examples. I did ChatGPT, I did health insurance, I did not-for-profit grants, I did rehab clinics, personal injury, all that good stuff, right? On your demo, we would love to be able to just build an audience with you and show you. That's why we're showing you this. But really, I haven't found a single niche or vertical that we haven't been able to find an accurate audience for. So next question is probably like, how valid is the data? We see about 80 to 90% valid emails from what from the list that we pull, which is pretty amazing. This is better than most platforms out there. And also on the match rate in terms of ad platforms, we see about 80 to 95%. And here's a screenshot of the test. And then here is a video of me going inside an ad account and showing you the audiences and the lookalikes and the match rate. And here's how we match across Facebook, TikTok, Taboola, all that good stuff, right? Now the obvious question is, does this actually help ad performance? Yes, it does, right? Peter dropped CPA by 40%. Bobby was able to drop CPA by 50%. In fact, on average, we usually see that lookalikes built from our audiences outperform Facebook by 40 to 50%. Right? That's not an absolute guarantee because there's a lot of variables there, but it's what we've seen so far, right? So we put it to the test. So you can see here we have high CTR, we have higher conversion rates. And what's really cool, if you understand this, is that lookalikes built from our platform compared to Facebook have less than a 5% overlap. So that means using our lookalikes, you're tapping in a completely different part of the auction as opposed to Facebook lookalikes. Okay, so that's just to look at and just really digest the content that's on here. There's a lot of case studies, a lot of good testimonials, things like that, but that's the context behind it. So my name is Adam, and I look forward to be able to seeing you on the demo. And yeah, this is Audience Lab.